are going to learn about weight. I'll not tell that easily. You solve this puzzle and guess what it is about. Okay, that was quick. So can anyone guess what it is about?
Satellites.
Very good. So let's begin with our today's session. We are going to learn about satellites. So first of all, the question arises that what is a satellite? So anybody would like to try? Yes, Ved.
So satellites are man-made objects which revolve around the planets in the solar system.
Yes, very good, Ved. That answer was partially correct. In more scientific terms, we can say that satellites are artificial bodies that are placed in orbit around heavenly bodies in orbit. So, now you may ask that what are orbital zones? Orbital zones are the zones around a planet, say Earth, around which a satellite revolves. For example, they can be of many types like high Earth orbit, medium Earth orbit, low Earth orbit, polar orbit, sun synchronous orbit, etc. So now let's have a look at a brief history of the satellites. This history ranges from the 6th century BC, where ancient Greek geocentric models were created, to 28 June 2022, where we are planning to reach again on the moon. Now let's see how a satellite works. Now satellites are very complicated systems. They work on the basis of transmission and receival of signals. They do this with the help of transponders. They have also many ground stations on the Earth. For example, NASA's Deep Space Network, which controls Voyager 2 and which has many stations all over the planet. Now satellites need special adaptations to help them survive in the climate of space. That is minus 200 degrees Fahrenheit to plus 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Due to this, they need special gold insulation film, which is wrapped around them in this way. Now let's have a look at the launching of the satellites. Okay, yes, you seem eager. Tell.
Satellites are launched with the help of big, bulky rockets.
Yes, Vic, yes, very good. As satellites are so heavy, they need to be launched with the help of big, bulky rockets, like you just said. This is due to the high amount of gravitational pull that is exerted by Earth. Now let's see the satellite equipment. The main components of the satellite are the transponders, which are capable of transmitting and receiving the signals. Next is the power supply. That is, it includes the batteries, solar panels, charging modules, etc. As you can see in our Navras student site. The next, it has the propulsion system, which consists of the propellants, thrusters, etc., which can divert the satellite away from possible danger or threats like the space debris, etc. The last and the best is the research equipment, which consists cameras, temperature sensors, etc., which are capable of providing us with vital information. So here is a brief diagram of the satellite, which contains the various components. Like here is the propellant tank, the antennas, the solar panels, etc. Now let's move on to our main topic for today, that is the types of satellites. So yeah, tell Rachit.
So, there are a wide range of satellites based on different purposes, which we now call types of satellites.
Okay Rachit, that was a very good answer. Now let's move on to our first type of satellites, that is Earth observation satellites. The Earth observation satellites are mainly placed in orbit around the geostationary orbit. They can provide us with various data such as atmospheric. They have various data such as the light intensity, the pressure, etc. They can also monitor many things on Earth. Like if there is a tornado that is arising in the Bay of Bengal, we receive an early information about it. It's only due to the Earth observation satellites. The next topic is the communication satellites. Now, these communication satellites are artificial satellites like all the others. They use radio communication to help us in doing communication over a long distance. Say you have to call to your friend Arush who is staying in UK. So what will you do? You'll pick up your phone and simply call him. The signals from your phone will reach to the satellite, from where they go to the receiver's phone and the call is received. Now next, let's learn about navigation satellites. So who would like to tell about them? Okay, Rakshan, tell.
Navigation satellites are an example that give us the route like Google Maps.
Yes, Rakshan, very good. So the navigation satellites are a link of many satellites that are in orbit around the Earth, and this link provides us with information about even the remotest places on Earth. Example, Google Maps, just like our friend Rakshan said. Next, let's talk about space telescopes. So, yeah, Ayush, tell.
So space telescopes are telescopes launched into space to view different things.
Yeah, Ayush, very good answer. So, space telescopes, otherwise known as astronomical satellites, are very useful because, first of all, they are protected by the Earth's magnetosphere as they are in close orbit around the Earth. Some examples are James Webb Space Telescope, the Hubble Space Telescope, etc. Now, they can capture more clear images of the space due to the protection of the Earth's magnetosphere and less to none interference from the Earth's atmosphere, due to which they can even capture the slightest rays of light. The next is the experimental satellites. The experimental satellites are satellites that are used to conduct various experiments or are the technologies that are still in development. For example, the tether, otherwise known as the skyhook, is a thin cable that can launch one thing. Say it is kept in the orbit around the Earth, and then it can slingshot a satellite that is launched to it even to Jupiter. The other types are space-based solar power stations that can give the solar energy from space where it is abundant to Earth. Now the last type of satellites which we are discussing here are weapon satellites. So since the mid-2000s, many strong countries like India, America, Russia, etc. were very concerned about the security, and so they built the weapon satellites. These satellites are in orbit around the Earth, and they can be very easily destroyed by powerful missiles, but they remain hidden in the space, and it is very hard to detect them. Due to this, they can destroy many places on Earth while being hidden. So that was all for today. Thank you.